Great stuff. So, today I thought we will talk about the subject matter of consistency. I think this is one area that I don't know if I should say I need deliverance from or what it is, but I think that once in a while we need to reflect about our lives and see where we need improvement on. Definitely, it's a subject matter that comes up a lot in life coaching or business coaching when you talk to people. So, and it tends to have very negative effects, which I'm hoping that um, we will be able to work through and help each other, and you might learn some few things. I know that most of us have experienced negativity in our life, and we've gone through phases where we were consistent in doing one thing, and then the next, just started procrastination. I mean, procrastination has been something that I've actually suffered a lot throughout my life. And yet, we know that for us to get the results that we really want, we will need to change our behaviors so that we can accelerate where we really want to get to. All right. So, if this is your present reality in your life now, just know that you're not the only one and we can do something about it. As difficult as it seems, as dark as it may appear right now, it's not the end of the tunnel. Okay. Don't worry. There is light, there is hope for you that is waiting just around the corner. All that you need is a little change in approach. And I'm hoping that the tips that I will share today, you will use them and it will help you as well. So I think we will hold each other accountable to make sure that one is consistent. I mean, one of the areas that I know that I need to be consistent on is showing up and on my broadcast, whether or not I feel like it or not feel like it. I was looking at and reflecting on the past 2, 3 months that since the lockdown started, that it was either I had an excuse that I had flu or I wasn't feeling, up to it or something, but there was just one excuse or the other. The truth of the matter is that you will always have the best excuse why you're not doing anything. So there will always be the best excuse and you will justify it. But the truth of the matter is the time is ticking, the clock is ticking, time is moving. It's not standing for you to manifest your dreams. You're not getting any younger. And that's the reality, right? It's very easy to fall prey into the habit of procrastination or getting distracted by trivial things, stupid things, unimportant things, and unimportant affairs, daily chores of life. Yes, they're a good reason, but they're not really going to make you pass. So, however, you know, building self reliance and, setting up some kind of benchmark for consistency um, is not easy either, right? But you're going to have to find that sweet spot where you have found the right motivation, where you have found your why you're doing something that enables you to wake up and to do it. I mean, one of the things that I like and I enjoy is helping people. And that's my sweet spot. When I remember and when I hear somebody who tells me, Fortune, I was able to achieve 1, 2, 3, and I was able to do better because of your role in my life. Okay. So the critical part of this journey that we're embarking from today is going to be taking those few steps towards being steady, towards being positive in all situations that life is going to deal with us. So we're going to have to be steady at it. It's not going to be easy. We have to hold ourselves accountable. I mean, if you can come back to this broadcast, you come back to the podcast and just drop a comment and say, today I'm struggling with consistency, but I'm going to try and I'm going to do it. And I think maybe we should really even start a support group, of procrastinators so that we hold ourselves accountable. So, very quickly, let's look at the ways that we can stay consistent, right? Just make sure that you're still with me. Okay, great stuff. So, how can we stay consistent to make sure that our dreams come to pass and that they are realized? Firstly, number one, we need to make sure that it is still our dream. Is it still your dream? Often our dreams and our desires are contrast. They are influenced or they are shaped by societal perspectives, what society perceives, rather than being fueled by our passion. Think about it for a moment. If you are living somebody else's dream, and we often see this with children, where when you grow up, your parents wanted you to become a a doctor, they wanted you to become a lawyer or whatever it is, and maybe it might not have been your dream. I mean, this is something that I struggle with as a parent as well, because I mean, there was a time when my daughter once said she wants to be a comedian, and I said to myself, how do you honestly think you're going to make money from that? I'm not going to support you forever in my life. And the same thing happened to me when I was in high school. I remember when I said I wanted to go study theology. I mean, my mom almost fell off the chair and said, I ain't doing that. She basically said, not while I'm still your mother. It ain't happening. So I think we need to check ourselves and really do an introspection. Are we living our dreams, or are we pursuing our dreams or somebody else's dream, or what we think society will accept? Because those things will definitely catch up with you. I'm not saying pursue dreams that will not um bring money for you, because I really truly believe that whatever gifts and talents that you have as an individual, they should make room for you, right? They should really make room for you. So whatever it is, the talent that you have or the gift that you have, it should make room for you. And what do I mean by that? You should be able to generate income from that. And if you're not, you really should find something else additionally, an additional income stream, so that you can be able to live, you know but it's very important that we pursue our desires, and it makes it much more simpler for us to be consistent in that thing. Okay. um so that's the first thing. Second tip, we need to break down our goals into smaller pieces. Break down your goals into smaller pieces. When you begin to realize your dream, it's like a road trip to your favorite destination, right? You need milestones that you will be achieving that will reassure you that the path that you're taking is still the correct one. And when you begin to see those milestones being achieved, you begin to have a reassurance and an excitement that you are coming closer to your destination. It's kind of like, also like when you're doing a weight loss program, and when you drop that 3 kg, and the next week another 3 kg, another 2 kg, you can slowly begin to see the vision coming to pass, that it is going to happen. Okay. So break down your goals into smaller pieces. Number 3, you need to segment your efforts and your tasks. Split your goal to realize your dreams in segments of achievements and tasks, right? If your dreams are, for example, establishing a company, segment the dream into smaller tasks, like I need to register the business and get the papers for it. I need to get a business license for an exporting company, for example. Um, Another task could be I need to build a website so that I can have a presence online, especially now when the world has really changed so much, right? I need to market my product or my service, and so that I can achieve the profit targets. You need to find out exactly how your marketing plan and your marketing strategy looks like. Who are you marketing to? Who's your audience? Break it down into smaller pieces so that it's not so overwhelming. The profit is not going to come until you break down the smaller pieces, so that you know that you're on the right track. And when you begin to do this, you begin to bring in consistency, and you begin to order the operations of your company. You begin to have an order, a semblance of order. You begin to see where you're going. And when the benefits start rolling in, it will not surprise you. So when you're consistent in doing something, when achievement happens, when results happen, it's not a shock. I mean, I saw this in a friend of mine that stays in the States. Um, his achievements, where he's been, even just relocating to the States. I always say to him and his family that he's one person that he spoke, he believed, and he spoke about something and he followed through with it. He always said, I was not meant to end in Africa or South Africa only. But he said, I was on a journey. I'm relocating my family. And I promise you, since that time, I've just seen him execute and execute and execute. Last year, when I was with him and visiting him, he said to me, nothing that happens in my life is a surprise. Nothing that happens in terms of results, the wealth that I've accumulated is a surprise because God had already showed me this. I had already seen it. I was so passionate. I followed through on it. And what happened? The ground yielded. The ground responded to him. Okay. So get organized. Organize the smaller routines and the stuff that needs to really happen. The smaller routines are the ones that will lead to the larger uh, um, goals manifesting. If you can't handle the small things, how will you ever get to getting it together to focus on the bigger things? Right. Number 4, get organized and be systematic. Get organized and be systematic. What do I mean? Get the clutter on your desk out of the way. Find out what is in the clutter. Because sometimes we've got so much clutter, we don't even know what we need to deal with. What is in your calendar that you've been postponing, that you're either dropping and then it keeps on surfacing every week? When you begin to get organized and you put things in the calendar mode, for example, you know that I have to execute this on this day. One of the things that I think as procrastinators, we need to also be careful about, and I think it's generally anybody else, is that we should be careful that people don't steal our time and the things that we need to do. We really need to. And we can only do that by diarizing what we need to do. Get organized, get a calendar, get a journal, write down exactly what you need to do so that you're able to check yourself and measure yourself and go back and see, have I done what I had set out to do? You see, when you get organized, you begin to get clarity about your priorities and it helps you to manage your time better. Watching TV is not going to help you with this one. You can't be consistent. There are certain things that you will have to park. It doesn't mean that fun stops or having a good life stops, but you need to just park it aside. Manage your time better. When you manage your time better, it will give you a boost to your consistency. You will then begin to execute the most important assignments first. Don't major in the minors. Procrastinators are terrible. They're always majoring in the minors. Okay? Get organized, be systematic. If you look at Mark Zuckerberg, the guy, the Facebook guy, he doesn't spend his time and energy deciding what clothes he's going to wear every single day. He focuses on important agendas. I mean, if you think about us as women, for example, we can spend like 3 hours deciding what are we wearing to an event or wearing tomorrow. I mean, like, really? Surely there's other things we could do with our time that is valuable. So be systematic with every approach in life. Every small step that you take in running a business, for example, needs a conceived and systematic approach. If you're going to achieve targets, you need to conceive the approach that you're going to take and have a system set up in place. Devise your own way to ease the operations And what will happen is that performance will automatically improve. Number five. Number five, you need to remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself why you started. Keep your goals in sight. Write them down. Pin them to your desk. Revisit your goals before you start your day every single day. When you revisit your goals every day, it keeps you away from procrastination and makes you conscious of the worth of your daily actions. If your actions do not align, whatever you're doing that day does not align to the ultimate goal, it's a waste of time. You take it out. If you know, for example, that you've got an exam coming up, you've got no business taking part in actions of gallivanting or visiting people or being on the phone, doing everything else except that which you're studying for. The studying is the easy example. But if you know that there's certain sacrifices you have to do in life and you have to take in life, you better take those sacrifices so that you can achieve what you need to achieve. Okay? Your actions must align towards your destiny and where you are going. Don't put things off until tomorrow. Remind yourself daily of what you need to do. Okay, there's 10 more that we will go through, but I'm sure that you are going to come back again and listen to the next broadcast as we tackle the next 5 tips. But for today, just to recap, I said number 1, make sure that the dream you're pursuing is your dream. Is it your passion? Something that you're passionate about. Number 2, break down your goals into smaller pieces. Number 3, segment your efforts and your tasks. Number 4, get organized and be systematic. Number 5, remind yourself why you started. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. And do remember to like the page. Do remember to follow me and tell your friends and family members to also follow me. Thank you so much. God bless you. Goodbye until the next time.